Hi guys, welcome back to What I Wish I'd Known Before I Started Self-Publishing. I am Harley with Dragon Key Press, and today we are talking all about ISBNs. For all of you who do not know, it is basically the standard book number that is assigned to your specific book based off of its title, imprint, page count, size, etc. And now I'm going to go into some detail as to what these numbers mean. The first three numbers of the ISBN tell the computer that this is, in fact, an ISBN and not one of those random barcodes at some grocery store. The solo number by itself indicates the country or language group under the registration for this number. Usually it'll be like a 1 or a 0 if it's English. The next set of numbers in this equation indicate the unique ID number assigned to the publisher of record or the imprint that you use. That's going to be the longest sequence of numbers in the whole number. The second to last number set allows the system to identify the book and its assigned format. And the last number is what they call a check code, which is created with a mathematical sequence using all of the numbers before it as a verify accuracy or the read, or to make sure the computer didn't misread the numbers. Traditional publishers tend to have shorter number blocks that identify them as the publisher of record, and they will often have longer title/format number blocks instead. Self-published authors who create their own imprint tend to have longer identifying numbers, but shorter format title numbers. This number can be up to 7 digits long. The title or format number can be up to 6 digits, though, depending on how many ISBN numbers an indie publisher purchased. Indie meaning self-published. It usually is between 1 or 2 numbers long, unless the publisher bought more than 100 ISBN numbers at a go. The traditional publishers buy larger chunks of numbers due to the sheer amount of books they deal with on a regular basis. All of this information is then encoded into the barcode, which usually is the larger part with all the lines that you see on the back of books or products or whatever. The smaller set of lines that you see usually off to one side usually indicate the price details. This is the part of the barcode where the numbers appear directly over the lines instead of under them. Print-on-demand printers will automatically create these for you, or you can buy your own through the ISBN merchant. Archwaypublishing.com has some great articles about ISBN and how they came about if you're interested in the history of it. But we're not going to go into that. A few things to note. ISBNs are important for ordering, sales reporting, and inventory control. So if you want to have your book in any type of computer system so that it can be sold, you need one. An ISBN increases the chances that your book will be found. No ISBN, no cataloging in any computer system for ordering, libraries, distribution systems, etc. So if you plan on just kind of selling your book as a little pamphlet, you don't need one. But if you want it to be put in any form of any cataloging system whatsoever, yeah, you need one. This doesn't mean you can't print and publish your works without a professional printer and or ISBN number. As I said, they just won't be sellable in any store, nor will any library or school accept them, in case you didn't hear the first time. So if you want more than just something printed out there that you can only sell at fairs and bazaars, you might want to seriously consider buying a couple of ISBNs. Now, Boker is currently the only legit distributor of ISBNs inside the United States. Each country will also have their own legit distributor for these numbers. It is important to note that the ISBN does not provide any form of legal or copyright protection. However, there are some countries that legally require the use of an ISBN to identify publications before you can legally sell your books. I don't know what these countries are off the top of my head, but I'm sure you could find out if you look for it. When I last checked, a single ISBN number purchased through Boker was about $110, but that's been a hot minute, so it might have gone up a little bit. However, they do have sales of groupings of 10, 100, 1,000, and so on, depending on the demand. Obviously, as a self-published author, you will probably not buy the larger quantities. Not to mention the larger quantities are usually reserved for traditional publishers because, hey, they have the money for it. Most self-publishers tend to go for bundles of 10 or even up to 100, though some purchase individually as the need arises. But let me tell you, that one's the more expensive route. So if you plan on writing more than one book or having your book in more than one format, get at least the 10 bundle. Because each format, be it ebook, paperback, hardbook, etc., will require its own ISBN. And some services require different ISBNs for different ebook formats. So just because you have it as a Kindle doesn't mean that it will also work for a PDF or a Kobo or whatever else format out there. And there are a lot of ebook formats out there if you really care to look. Just keep that in mind. That being said, ISBNs are actually pretty easy to use, and I will go into the process of how to actually set up an account with Booker and get these numbers, and how to actually set them up to assign them specifically to your books in a much later episode. Right now, suffice it to say, this is kind of just the overview of what they are, and why they're important. As long as I've put that across to you, I think that I can say today's mission accomplished. And I hope you actually learned something new. If not, feel free to drop a comment or a question in direct message or in the comments, and I will get to them. I may answer all the questions in a separate episode, just for the sake of brevity and stuff, since I also do pre-record a bunch of these. But if you do have questions, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer. Hopefully you learned something new, and I hope to see you for the next episode.